Hey guys, today is day 10 of your 30-day journey to healing. And so tonight I want to talk to you about finding balance. Why is it so hard for many of us to find balance? One of the main reasons it's hard for many of us to find balance is because we fear rejection and we fear disappointing the wrong people. All right, so hey, let me tell you something. Finding balance requires the ability to say no. And also, it requires the ability to say things like, not right now. Or, let me get back to you. When you say yes immediately, as soon as someone asks you to do something, and you don't allow yourself the time to assess and evaluate whether or not this is something that you truly want to be involved with or you truly want to do, you really set yourself up for a situation in which you regret that you have committed to such an event, or you find yourself in a situation where you feel quite anxious. You're anxious about the anticipation that you're going to have to attend an event or be involved with certain people or be in a certain environment. So allow yourself time to really assess whether or not this is something you want to get involved with. Finding balance is very difficult. You have to set yourself boundaries. You have to set boundaries with other people, and you have to set a schedule for yourself. Those are also very, very important in order for you to find balance. If you're all over the place with your schedule, it's going to make it very difficult for you to be effective. For example, I'll give you some personal disclosure. Today, I worked a very long day. I did a total of 12 counseling sessions today. In addition to 12 counseling sessions, I also did one hour training session, a group training session. All things that I completely and wholeheartedly enjoyed. Okay? But I had to make sure that I didn't commit to too many other things outside of that today, because I basically would not have been effective in everything that I have to do. I take my counseling, training, and coaching sessions very seriously. And if I am overextending myself day after day after day, I'm not going to be effective. In addition to that, I am a mother and I am a wife. And so if I am stretched too thin and I am everywhere that everybody wants me to be when they want me to be there, and I do everything that everybody wants me to do and how they want me to do it, I am going to be a wreck. And that is something that you have to refrain from doing if you're going to be effective. And also, if you're going to maintain your passion. I have a lot of passion for the work that I do. And I love being a mother. I love being a wife. But if I allow myself to be in situations in which it doesn't really serve any type of benefit for me on an ongoing basis, it's going to build resentment. It's going to build frustration. And I'm going to find myself in a situation in which I just simply don't want to be in. And so it makes me grumpy, grouchy, and sometimes even unreasonable, because I have put myself in those situations. Look, let me tell you something. The people that care about you, they're going to be there for you, and they're never going to leave you, no matter how many no's you give. And there's also those people that care about you so much that they're never going to abandon you. They're never going to take advantage of you, no matter how many yeses you give. Okay? People that maybe aren't healthy for you, or maybe that are toxic, if you're always saying yes to their requests or their expectations of you, they're probably going to be upset when you're not doing what they want you to do, or saying what they want you to say, or when you're not where they want you to be when they want you to be there. You have to be the author of your own story. Like I said, for myself today, I knew that I had a 12-hour day. So committing to anything else outside of that 12 hours, in order for me to be effective at what I was doing, in order for me to maintain my joy. And anybody that encountered me today would be able, I am 100% sure, would tell you that I was pleasant, that I was effective, and that I was happy to be where I was. You know why? Because I know how to say no. And because I have maintained balance, because I have set a schedule for myself in which I know works for me. And I encourage you to do the same. Okay? So, set boundaries, and especially with people who you seem to find yourself always going out of your way for. You know those people that you are always going the extra mile for? And you're doing things and you're finding yourself in places that you don't necessarily need to be or want to be in order to serve a purpose that they need you to serve, that has absolutely nothing to do with your desires, your goals, or whatever. If you're habitually finding yourself in those situations with certain people, you really need to pay attention. Now, there are some people in your lives, like I have a couple of friends that need me to be in certain places at certain times, and I do that simply because I want to, not just because they want me to. But if you don't want to be there, or if because it's not conducive to your schedule, you need to be okay with saying no. And if they are going to be offended because you can't do it or because you say no, then maybe those are people that you need to really reevaluate whether or not you need them or want them in your life. Okay? You don't always have to be meeting other people's schedules. You know, it's okay to require other people to meet you halfway. You know, set some boundaries. So anyway, just want to say that work, family, your social life, community service, ministry, all those things should be a priority in your life. However, some of those things hold a little more weight than others. For example, community service and ministry should be a major part of your life, but you cannot sacrifice your family time and the duties that you have at home for those things. Same thing with work. You know, your work and things you're passionate about, they should be a priority in your life. However, they should not necessarily be something that you sacrifice your time with your family for. Okay? So what's a priority for you? What's first, second, third, fourth, or fifth? Okay? And prioritize those things, and just know that you don't need to feel bad because you can't be 100% everywhere that you want to be or everywhere that everybody else wants you to be. You are a human being, not a machine. You can't do everything for everyone. You can't be everything for everybody. And you certainly can't be everywhere that everybody wants you to be. Now, some of those things we really want to be there for, but we just simply can't. You know, set some hours for yourself. Stick to them. Set boundaries with other people. And you know what? If they care about you and your well-being and they want you to be effective and successful, they will support your boundaries and your schedule. And they will somehow try to meet you halfway and come up with something that works for both of you. Okay? So now the other thing I want to say about balance is, hey guys, don't ever find yourself overextending yourself in certain areas of your life, but not being effective in other areas. For example, if I'm going hard at work, but totally lacking at home, that's not okay. If I'm doing great at home, but I'm lacking at work and I'm kind of like way behind where I need to be at work, it's time to make some changes. So finding balance is a really good idea. And in order to find balance, you have to be continuously evaluating. You know, self-evaluation and self-monitoring should be an ongoing process in order for you to make sure that you're effective in each and every area of your life. It's not easy, but guess what? You can do it. You're up to it and you signed up for it. Hey, if you need some help, let me know. As usual, you know my contact information. Get your journals out and write down how you're going to maintain balance. What do you need to do to find balance with all the things that you have going on? For you, for me, balance is difficult, but guess what? We can do it. We can certainly do it. Hey, it's day 10. I will see you tomorrow for day 11. It's time to find some balance. We'll see you soon.